Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. I thought I'd bring you along and show you guys how I get my water and how I put it into my two 500-gallon cisterns at the house. So stand by. This is a tank that I have inside of the compartment of my Suburban. And it's a 200-gallon tank, but normally whenever I pump water into it, I only fill it up to about 180 gallons. Because it's got a vent in the top right there, and if it's too full, the vent will actually leak some water into my compartment. And as you can see, I keep a bottle of bleach here, and probably about every 10 fills or so I'll put maybe a half a cup of bleach in the tank in order to shock the system and keep any microbes from growing in there. All right, now this is a ball valve, all right, that opens and closes my tank, or my inlet, all right, and outlet, all right. And what you see here is a female connection to a 1.5-inch pipe. Now the reason I have this here is because when I connect the hose from the water shack to my tank, it's easier for me to just connect it right to this than to try to crawl up in here and put it in through that vent, which I can do that, there's room, but it's a lot easier doing it this way, especially in the winter time. All right, so let me show you how I pay for this and how I hook it up. So this right here is the little water station. Is normally closed by a door like this, all right, and it takes cash, it takes Apple Pay, or it takes credit cards. As you can see, I usually always work it with cash, all right? And as you can see here, once you insert your cash, this faucet right here, or this nozzle, will allow you to get as much water as what you put in cash. And you can see here that for $5 I get 180 gallons, okay? But you can get as much as 9 gallons is the least amount you can get, and you have to put in a quarter, right? So every time I come in here, before I put in my money, I make sure that this is on the off position, because if it's on the on position, as soon as this machine accepts your money, water will start flowing. And I've seen more than once where someone started or put their money in with the position being on, and they got a nice little bath. And one of those times was during the winter when it was like -20, -25 outside. So this is the first thing I always check before I put my money in, right? Now to put your money in, all you do is you just put it in here, just like any other vending machine, and it will start the timer. There's also a timer in here. If you put your money in here and you wait several minutes, it'll cancel itself out and you lose your money. So I'm going to go ahead and put the money in and extend this to my tank and show you guys how I hook it up and fill it up. As you can see, this nozzle has a female part that goes into the, a male part that goes into the female coupling. And all you do is you just put it in like that, right? Now it's nice and tight. And I always have a bottle that I put under here to help support the weight of the hose. I always make sure that my ball valve is open, and then I can open this up and you'll hear water going in. And now that it's done, I go ahead and I close this up, make sure that the nozzle valve is on close, and I make sure that mine is on close as well. Then I just disconnect it, and I put the hose back where it goes. And usually when I do this, a little bit of water will come out. Now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, oh, we're home, by the way. As you can see, I have a pipe here that has a male end that will fit into my female end here, just like the pipe that was at the water shack, except this one's ABS. It's not aluminum like the other one. And you can see that I have a pipe that goes all the way to the wall over there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it goes all the way inside the wall under my house, where I have my, what I guess I can call utility room. All right, so what I will do is I will take this pipe, I will connect it, and then as you can see, I have a little stand here that keeps the pipe standing up, and I have the pipe covered in this end. That way no bugs or rodents or anything like that can get inside of it. In the wintertime, what I do is I wrap a bag around it as well to make sure that it doesn't ice over, and then I have to spend a lot of time trying to get the ice off of it. All right, so that's what we do. But first, before I hook this up and start the water running, I go downstairs under my house and I check my tanks to make sure that they will accept the amount of water that I am about to put into it. All right, so let's take you down there so you can take a look at what now we're currently in the utility room of our house, is what I call it, because this room is temperature controlled, but is strictly for just utilities and any storage that I want to have temperature controlled. All right, as you can see, this is one of my 500-gallon cisterns. All right, this will take 500 gallons. And I've already come to know pretty much where the water level is at by looking at it. You guys may not be able to see it very well, but the water level is right around, let's see, where is that? Right around here. That's where the water level is. And I know that there's enough room in there for 180 gallons to go in with no problem. So what I do is, since I have a 2-tank system, I'll show you my other tank here in a second. What I do is I have the, you see that yellow knob? That's another ball valve that's connected to a 2-inch pipe that's connected to my 1.5-inch pipe that goes to my truck. And as you can see, that right there is in the open position. Right? So what I'll do now is I'll go to my other tank and I'll show you that, and I'll make sure that the other ball valve is in the closed position. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is my other tank. You'll see a whole bunch of insulation on this tank, and the reason that is because about the bottom 3 feet of the tank is actually under the floor, where it is exposed to the weather. So I've got about 2.5 inches of insulation wrapped around it, and it goes all the way to the ground. And that insulation, just that, with the temperature inside staying well above freezing, is plenty to keep that water from freezing in the wintertime, even at negative 45 degrees. So there's my other check valve or ball valve, and as you can see, that one is in the off position. So now all I have to do is go hook up the pipe to the truck tank, turn it on, and we're good to go. And all we have to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is go ahead and hook up the tank to this pipe I'm hooking up right here. And you guys will see that it goes in nice and easy. And now open up this valve and you might be able to hear the water trickling through, or maybe not. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how simple it is. It's not very difficult. Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, in the middle there, the pipe sags a little, but that's not really a big deal. Pipe's pretty flexible. And I've been using this pipe ever since I moved into this house. Well, maybe a couple of months after I moved in. It took me about that long to figure out that this was the easiest way to do it. I was actually using a pump before to pump it in, you know, that used gasoline. And then one day I was like, you know what, I wonder if this will work just off gravity. And guess what? It works off of gravity just fine. Takes about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes for the entire thing to drain. Then all I have to do is just disconnect the pipe, you know, in the reverse sequence in which you saw me connect it, and put my cap on the pipe, and then tilt it up so it doesn't hit the floor, and we're good to go. Now, I normally go through about 2 of these loads a week. In the summertime, we maybe go through between 2 and 3 because there's more laundry to do, because I'm usually outside more during the summertime doing things than in the wintertime. And you may ask yourselves, or you may tell yourselves, if you do, that this is too much work. And really, it's not. I usually get my water on my way home from work, because it is on the way home. And it's only about a 10-minute detour, you know, as far as getting the water, and it's not that big of a deal. And it definitely beats paying about $35,000 to $40,000 to drill a well. If I could afford it, I would drill a well. But then again, you're not going to know what kind of water you're going to get. A lot of people here complain about their water having a lot of sulfur in it, and work really hard at trying to get different filtration systems to get the sulfur taste out of their water. So this works really well. If something were ever to happen where I could not get water where I get it from now, or I cannot get water delivered, I am planning on getting a 2,500 gallon tank to keep outside for during the summers, so I can so I can water my plant and take care of my livestock. However, if need be and no water can be delivered, I am going to work on a rain catchment system, all right, coming off of my house's roof that will be able to fill up that tank. And I've got enough filtration systems that will be able to use the water in that tank to consume if need be. So plenty of choices really for water here. In the wintertime, I'll have no problems. There's plenty of water out in the snow. And it seems like during the summer months, or during the spring and summer months, we get a lot of rain here. So we should have no problem gathering 2,500 gallons of water during the spring and summer months as well. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and at least got to know what it's like to have to get your own water, at least here in Fairbanks, Alaska. I don't know of many other states or any other states where you have to haul your own water like this. If you guys do, let me know and let us know how it works in that state. But this is the only place I've ever seen it where you have to do this. And here in Fairbanks, I would say that at least half the homes, if not more, have to get their water either delivered or hauled into a system similar like the one that you saw under my house. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you very much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and share. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and join an awesome community. I always say that it's an awesome community because it is. All right. If you'd like to support the channel, it's very easy to do that. Just go ahead and take a look at the links below. A really easy way to support the channel is just to let an ad or two run through. That is truly appreciated, and it does make a difference. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, again. So remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. Oh, and look at that. They did a pretty good job cleaning up after they did my septic. So this is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.